So the sales job that we're doing as we're playing with you here, especially in the beginning of this day, there are a few things that we really want you to accept from us. And we will do our very best to convince you. And usually we are quite convincing because our knowing is strong. You are vibrational beings. Most of you don't know it. You are told about your vibration. It's indicated to you by emotion. Because the larger part of you, you can never get away from. The larger part of you, you're not dead or alive. You are alive and alive. The larger part of you is always offering this vibration. So there's always a signal that's being offered. And you, as you are focused and conscious, you are offering a vibrational signal as well. So there is always this relationship between the two vibrational aspects of you, which are indicated by your emotions. The better you feel, the more aligned you are with who you are and all that you have become. The worse you feel, the more out of alignment you are with who you are and who you have become. And that really is all you need to know. Now we get it that you get it. And you get it that we get it that you get it. In other words, we all get it that we all get it. In other words, you get it. We know that you get it. But practicing it is something else altogether, isn't it? Practicing it is something else altogether. And do you know why it's hard for you to practice this, to put it into action? Is because you have become one of many who de-emphasizes your emotions. You don't let your emotions count for much. You don't realize that anger really matters because it's an indication of vibration. When you are in your vehicle driving down your freeway and you're steering and you get off onto those bumps on the side of the road. Esther plays with Jerry with the bumps on a pretty regular basis. It always gets his attention. No wise person would ignore those bumps. In other words, when you're on the bumps, you're close to the bar pit. When you're on the bumps, you're either veering into the oncoming traffic or veering over into another lane. Those bumps are indicators to let you know you're not doing with this vehicle what you mean to do with this vehicle. So when you feel the bumps of negative emotion, it's an indicator to do something. But so often you don't, because it's entertaining to complain. Or because you're making a damn good point that someone needs to get. You're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore, and it's high time that someone else feels as bad about this as you do. There are all kinds of reasons, but mostly it's because you don't realize what's going on. You don't realize that negative emotion indicates resistance in your vibration. And resistance in your vibration means you're slowing down your vibration. And slowing down your vibration means you're not up to speed with who you are. And not being up to speed with who you are prevents you from being who you are, from feeling who you are, from manifesting who you are. But most of all, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to not be who you are. Why you put up with that defies the logic of source energy, we want to tell you. No one here can figure out why any of you would be willing to complain rather than praise when praise feels so much better. Why you would be willing to hate rather than love when love feels so much better. Why you would be willing to deprive yourself of well-being, of vitality, of clarity, of wellness when wellness and clarity and vitality feel so wonderful. And we know you do it because you got a habit of doing it, and it's hard to break habits. You do it because law of attraction enables you. Now, we love law of attraction. Law of attraction makes the world go round. Law of attraction is what causes those of the same vibrational frequency to come together. Law of attraction is the most powerful manager ever imagined. Law of attraction says that which is likened to itself is drawn. Law of attraction is the bomb. Law of attraction is everything. Law of attraction is everything. But law of attraction will enable you to keep a negative thing going. Because if you're thinking a negative thought, law of attraction says, here's another one. And as you add that one, law of attraction says, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more. Because law of attraction does not focus you. Law of attraction responds to your focus. It's up to you to focus. It's up to you to decide. It's up to you to be determined. It's up to you to make a decision. It's up to you. It's up to you to focus yourself into the alignment with that which you are. Now, we're not trying to talk you into being more than you are. We're wanting you to get up to speed with who you are. Because we know that every little bit of negative emotion that you feel ever, ever, ever is for one reason only. Who you really are, because of all that you've lived, is vibrating at a higher frequency than you are allowing yourself to vibrate at right here, this red hot minute. So, if you've been listening to us for a while, you have seen us stand on our head in all kinds of different ways, presenting to you process after process to help you first be aware that you are a vibrational being, and next to help you improve your vibrational stance. Today, we're going to talk to you from inside the vortex, pulling out all the stops, calling you toward who you really are. By helping you to understand that this law of attraction, who really is your friend, has amassed all kinds of wonderful things for you. And in any moment of time, if you don't feel good, it's not because you're not worthy, and it's not because you haven't asked, and it's not because what you've asked for has not been answered. It's because you've been practicing a vibration that is a deviation from what you are asking for. We've noticed, as we've given you processes, that sometimes our processes and others help you to focus yourself more into alignment. But many of you offer so much effort, mostly, and in some cases only, when things aren't going well. In other words, you wait until you're sick before you start intending to be well. You wait until something isn't going well before you focus upon it at all. In other words, it's almost like you've become so problem-oriented that you're sort of stuck in the vibration of the problem much more than you intended when you decided to come forth. Oh, you knew there would be variety. You knew there would be contrast. You knew that the contrast would help you to sharpen your focus. You knew, even if you were a one-celled organism, that this contrast that surrounded you would help you to define new desires, and that the evolution of your species would be about that. You knew all of that. So you came fully understanding contrast and embracing it, because you knew then, the larger part of you still knows, that when a problem comes into focus, the solution does too. We just want to help you get more solution-oriented faster by being more sensitive to your emotions early on, so that you catch those off thoughts, those off memories, those off beliefs, those off vibrations before they get such a foothold that then they really have your attention. It's so much easier to catch them in the early subtle stages than to wait until it is more full-blown in your experience. So, toward that end, we're going to make a very striking analogy for you. We really want you to hear this above all things you've ever heard. Did you read Ask and It Is Given? Did you read 22 Processes? This trumps all of them. And here's why. Vibration is everything. So let's say that you are experiencing shortage of dollars, shortage of financial prosperity, or anything really. We're talking about dollars because we have the money and the law of attraction cards here. So you've worried, you've fussed, money is slow and seeming to get slower, and now you're beyond worried, you're fearful. And now you're determined that you're going to do something about it. And you've heard that Abraham, that's us, has written brilliant affirmation cards. It's true. It's true. This is the best combination of words to attract money that has ever been put together in human experience. We are very proud of these cards. So you're standing outside your vortex, worried, and determined to do something about it. So you pick up these brilliant cards and you look for empowerment within them. So you look through them and look through them. My life is as good as I allow it to be. I am always receiving the essence of what I am giving. You got to be kidding. I can follow the trails of good feeling thoughts. I can follow the trail of good feeling money, but I don't know about it. The story I tell is the basis of my life. I'm in deep doo-doo. I am the creator of my own life experience. These are not helpful cards. I can see my world through the eyes of Source. I would like to punch out the eyes of Source. I can deliberately choose to feel better now. There's not one good card here. There's not one good card here. Because these cards are a vibrational match to prosperity. These cards are a vibrational match to abundance. These cards are a vibrational match to what you put into your vortex, what's in your vortex, to the vibrational beingness that you've already created. But when you are not vibrationally there, these cards irritate you. Like your friends who seem to be the law of attraction police. You know, you create your own reality. So what we're wanting you to understand is that when you are outside the vortex, when you are in that vibration of resistance, when you're down, when you're feeling negative emotion, that is not the time to gird up your loins, to get your lips stiff, especially the upper one. It's not the time for you to dig in and effort, because every effort that you offer backfires. It's like it just brings more of where you are. You know it. Have you ever had a disagreement with someone? You're sure you're right, they're sure they're right, you're complete opposites. And the more you convey, the sure they are you're wrong. It's a stalemate. You just don't get anywhere because you're digging in hard. That's what happens when you work hard to affirm from outside the vortex. So what's the logical answer? The logical answer is get in the vortex and then affirm. Now that's logical. It's logical. Get in the vortex and then affirm. And some people would say, well, if I could get in the vortex, I would affirm, but how do I get in the vortex if I'm not in the vortex? And we say, first of all, what does being in the vortex mean? It means absence of resistance. There are lots of ways to get into the vortex. As soon as you wake up, jump in. First thing in the morning, it's a lot easier to be in there. If you go to bed at night worrying, you'll probably wake up worrying. So you have to get in fast. Go get a massage. Go swimming. Take a run somewhere. Meditate. You are in the vortex many times every day. You just don't stay long enough to really recognize that you're there. And often you don't stay there long enough to really milk it and shift the vibration of it. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. Now, you are a room full of rather remarkable people because, first of all, you know about this vibration stuff. And you understand your emotions. And you've been making decisions about feeling better. Things are moving very fast these days. The energy out here on this leading edge on planet Earth has never moved faster. There have never been more outside the vortex with stronger asking. And when more are asking, the energy moves faster, which means for those who are in the vortex, the energy lifts you. It supports you. It gives you clarity. It makes you feel wonderful. And it delivers to you over and over and over again. But for those not in the vortex, this fast-moving energy beats you up. So our encouragement during these hours that we are together is that you accept the reality of this vortex of creation.